Hello, it's National Sickness Day, and this is a work in designed to help restore and rejuvenate you physically, emotionally, and mentally. My name is Ali Taylor. I'm from a company called Move Well Fitness, and our purpose is to help people move a little better, feel a little better, and live a little better. And this is a 30-minute version of one of the workouts that I teach every week called Flexibility Flow. So over the next 30 minutes, you're going to experience some breath, some movements that are subtly going to take you through a full body mobility session to help you feel just a little bit better by the time we finish. So what I'd like you to do is to find a little bit of space. If you have a mat, be on one. If you don't, just be on some comfortable flooring, maybe a carpet or a rug. And you're going to come down to what we call a child's pose to begin. And if you've never done that before, all you're going to do is take your knees kind of wide. Your big toes are going to kiss together. Your hips are going to slide back towards your heels. Arms fully extended, the body will drape down to the earth. The forehead perhaps will touch if that's comfortable for you. And all you're going to do is take some deep breaths in through the nose. And then a full exhale through the mouth. A full breath in. And as you inhale, let the breath push out through the backside ribs. Exhale and let it just soften. Again, inhale. Feel the breath move through the backside body. Exhale and let the front side body drape down a little further. Keep the breath going, noticing how your body starts to surrender down into the ground, how the tension starts to melt away from the shoulders, the arms, and even the face as we let go of our expression. Very gently start to sway side to side. So if your forehead's on the floor, you might lift it up. And your body just shifts from one thigh bone to the other. Your hands like starfish on the sand spread, sinking down with a gentle pressure that allows you to push up enough to lever yourself side to side. Keep your deep breaths coming. You've probably noticed, if you've never done this sort of thing before, that you'll forget about your breath. So just keep coming back to that deep breath in. Full resonant breath out. Allowing the belly to push away with the in-breath. So often in exercise you're told to pull your core in tight. Today I want you to let it all go, let it hang out, and explore the sensation of your belly moving, rising and falling with the breath. Come back to the center to settle. Slightly soften the elbows, but keep the hands at arm's length. With a breath in, you're going to ripple up through the spine, rounding like a cat, allowing the hips to come forward so the shoulders stack their wrists. The toes will stay together and your legs make a diamond shape. Take a breath out, slide the hips back to the heels again, and pause for a breath in, a full breath out. On the next breath, once again glide forwards. This time move your hands forward just a little pace so the hips can come through a little bit further. Inhale. Exhale, ease the hips back and compress heels and hips. Inhale forwards. A little stretch through the front side hips. Exhale, press back. We're going to pick up the pace a little. Inhale, glide out around the spine. Then extend the spine. Exhale, slide and glide back. Again. So you're going to start to find a continuous sense of movement now. There's no stop-starts. Just stay in motion. This is called flow. With the breath, we create space through the top side back. We let the belly drop, open the front side hip. Again, we're going to add on. Come forwards. This time, tuck your toes. You're going to press your hips to the heavens. Reach your heels to the earth, pressing through all 10 fingers as those hands stay starfished and broad. Allow your knees to come back down, draping wide on your mat if you have one. Big toes will connect, hips will slide back. With a breath, come forwards. With an exhale, hips return heavenwards. Heels reach groundward. The legs are long. Touch back down as you inhale. Allow the hips to come forwards. Exhale, press back. We'll do that once more. Inhale, glide. Exhale, slide the hips upwards. Now you're going to take your right knee, slide it through to the hands so your kind of toes are wrapping towards your left wrist. Push the hips back up and switch sides. Left shin bone through the thumbs, left toes towards right wrist. Then return up. We'll do that a couple more times. Knee comes through, chest comes up, and your arms are always straight. Left leg. So the gaze comes upwards, and then the gaze goes back through the knees. Let's do one more aside. A breath initiates every single move. Last one. And press back. Now let the knees come down, this time narrow. Hips are going to slide back and your belly is going to drop down. Your fingers are going to come to rest either side of your feet. And if you can, head to floor. If it feels a little uncomfortable, bring hands in front to stack and rest your head on your palms as an alternative. Just stay there. Take a couple of deep breaths. Pushing the belly down into the thighs and feeling that movement, that breath rippling around the ribs on the back. Now very slowly, you're going to bring the hands forward, push yourself up to a little kneeling position. Your right leg will step forwards so that you can move your hip bone in front of your knee. Your ankle bone is under your knee on the front leg. What I'd like you to do is simply bring your hands inside of your shin. Now Now if this feels a little too low, a little uncomfortable, keep one hand on the thigh, maybe two, or even hold onto a wall for a little bit of balance. So if you can get both hands down, do. What I'd like you to do is tuck the back toes, shift your hips towards the heel, straightening the front leg, slide back forwards. It's a little shift, so you feel the hamstring lengthen and stretch. And then as you drop the hips forward, you feel the back hip flexor open and stretch. Try that again. Shift back, shift forwards. So in each stretch, you pause for a full cycle of breath in and out. We're never looking to force this. You're just finding the edge of the stretch, the sensation that the muscle has lengthened, but never pain. So if you need to come up, then you could do this here with hands on thighs or hands on something for support if you need it. It's working the exact same way to elongate the hamstring and then the hip. We're going to do just a couple more. Are you breathing? Now stay in this lunge position, whether your hands are on the floor or on your thigh. Just for a moment, we're going to lift the back knee and then pop it back down. So you can do this with both hands on the floor, lift and lower, or both hands on the thigh, which is a little more strength work, but only a little bit more. So press and then drape back down. And if you don't like this, then what you could do is simply hold this forward stretch. That also works. Just keep dropping and opening. See if you can keep the hips nice and low. The sensation is that the heel moves backwards, but I've put a heavy book on your pelvis, so that can't go up. You can only push back. 2 more times. And last one. Now from here, move your right foot into an open position. So you'll spin your knee and foot open. We're gonna all try and bring our hand down here. This open knee allows most of us to come all the way down on this left hand. Your right hand is gonna take hold of the inside thigh, and you're gonna lift that back knee all the way up. From here, rotate onto the edge of the back foot. So the outside edge. Rotate back to your lunge. And do that again. So you're literally rolling over the outside edge of foot. The hip will rotate down to the earth. Square back up. We'll just do one more. Roll over the edge of the foot. So you're using the shoulder to hold you up, yes? Come back. Drop the knee. Slide this right foot back. You're going to come all the way back to your child pose. Give the shoulder a rest. Rest the head on the hand. Slide up. Give the shoulders a little release and roll around. And then we'll try that on the other side. So we're going to take the left leg forwards this time. A big step. Really big step. So we really want to be able to move this hip forwards. If you find your knees going way over your foot, just step further. You might be able to lift the knee up slide it back even more. And you'll notice that my hip really is quite a distance from my back knee. And then you choose hands on thigh or hands on the floor as you shift back. Take a full cycle of breath and then shift forwards. So we pause for that full cycle of breath. It allows our nervous system to feel safe in the stretch and start to relax a little bit. So rep on rep, you can actually start to go a little bit further into the movement without any forcing at all. Your body's clever. Remember, if you're not comfortable hands on the floor, you could bring your hands to your leg or even hold on to something for balance. This should never feel awkward. We're going to do just one more here, and then we're going to turn this into our fuller lunge. So tuck the back toes, extend the back knee, let it drop back down. Again, use the breath, and inhale pushes the heel away, and exhale brings the knee back down, and you pull your heart forwards. Choice to be hands on thigh if you want to be a little more upright, or holding on for something for support, or just holding the hip flexor stretch without the addition of the lift and lower of the knee. Every time you lower, put a smile on the heart. We're going to spin left foot. So turn knee and foot. You might even walk them a little wider so that you can pretty easily bring the hands down. We'll lift the back knee up. The left hand comes to the inside thigh. So you literally push it open. And then with hand on the shoulder, we flip over onto the outside edge of the back foot, allowing the hip to drop, the chest to turn and look over the thigh. Roll back. And again, rotate over, the hip will spin. Turn back onto the ball of foot. One more time. We slide the knees back to that little child pose once again, draping head down. A full cycle of breath all the way in and out. Now come to sitting. You're going to straddle your feet. So if you have a mat, your feet would be wider than your mat. Your hands, they're going to be behind you on the floor and support you, so you can just flop the knees to the right side, then to the left side. Doesn't matter whether they get to the floor or not. You're simply looking to create a little bit of rotation on the hip joint. Now we're going to add on. Take the knees to the right. Sweep the hand behind you to the right shoulder. Circle back drop the knees to the left. Now you're going to fold over the left thigh. So dive the hand out straight over the thigh, fold the body. As you come up, we roll the knees left, the hand comes around, you give yourself a little hug. Look right the way over your right shoulder. Return back through the center and dive straight out over the shins. You might slide the hand all the way away and you'll keep moving. Now there's no set pace, so you can spend as much time as you like in each pose. The transition is slow and smooth. Move again with the breath. So always take a breath in to start your movements. So we're combining movements at the lower back and the hip. Two muscles that are pretty well entwined and have a pretty intimate relationship physically. When we look after one, we look after the other. Do one more. Now you're going to come all the way back up. You're going to let the knees drop to the right and then hold your left foot. Bring it in a little bit closer. So you've got foot to thigh and foot to hip. Hold your left ankle. The right arm's going to come up with a breath in. You'll tilt to the side. Right hand will come down under the shoulder and the left will come all the way in front of the right hand into a little twist. So you should feel around your middle back. So you do that with your hands. Reach back, grab the ankle, tilt to the side. Come down, make a T-shaped circle with the hand in front of the right. Class. Side bend. Bend the elbows, let the body fold a little if you're comfortable. Continuous, slow, and sustained movements. Take your gaze over your right elbow on that twist. We'll just take one more of that combination. As you come up, we're going to bring the legs in front of you, very bent. Lift the belly forwards onto the thighs and slide the hands down the shins towards the ankles or feet. Letting the entire body cascade down over the thighs as you stretch the lower back. Now you're going to take a breath in. Sit up nice and tall, extend the heart to the heavens. Fold back over as far as you can. We're going to stay in motion. Lift up. And this time as you come forward, maybe lower the kneecaps a little closer to the earth. Extend the spine, bring the gaze upwards. And then fold the spine, and each time you do, you're bringing the back of the legs a little closer to the ground. So if you're bendy, you might get kneecaps flat to the floor. But if if you're not, don't worry, you won't go flat to the floor. The idea is that we're asking the body to create a little space back and front and work with us and the breath to just get a little bit more range as you keep moving. Let's do one more. And then let's bring our feet back wide, hands behind the hips. We're going to repeat our little combination to the other side. So knees will go left, right hand will wrap around to left shoulder. We'll come back, roll the knees right, dive out over the right thigh bone, letting the belly drop down low. Roll back up, rotate around, come back, dive down. You're always using one hand to support you and help you balance. Letting the body move with ease and grace. A deep breath every time you move. Let's take one more. This time as you come up, we'll bring those knees over to the left. You'll take hold of the right ankle with your right hand, foot to thigh, comfortable. And with the breath, elongate the spine as you tilt. Come over, right hand circles in front of left fingers. Circle back, retrace your steps. Return to the earth and rotate. Gazing over left elbow. Finding the space as you open the seams of the body. Finding all those little places that get a little grumpy when we're a little too still through the day. One more time. Now this time as you come up, you're going to just cross your legs anyhow is comfortable for you. Maybe here, maybe here if you're a little tighter in the hips. We'll take a breath. The heart will go heavenwards. A big deep breath in. Then on your exhale, start to walk the fingers forwards, letting the body begin to cascade down, softening the gaze, softening the expression of the face, letting the breath flow without effort, as you just surrender everything down to the ground. Take another breath in. We're going to walk the hands in gently and climb back up to sitting with a nice straight spine. Hopefully feeling a little bit more ease, a little bit more space, and a little bit more restored and calm through the mind. So thank you for spending the last half hour with me. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope your body feels a little bit more ease through it and a little bit more space and length. I hope mentally you feel a little decluttered and calmer, and that generally you feel restored and ready to face whatever else the day may have in store for you. If you like that and you would like to come and join in the full workout, it's a class called Flexibility Flow, which I teach twice a week. Feel free to go to our website and have a look at what we do. It's www.lovetomove.as.me. That's our class booking site, and you can read about some of the other classes we do. And if you would like to try a full class, then I would love to have you along. The booking code ONALLY, ONALLY, will get you your first class for free as well. And when you book, just say that you were on the National Sickness Day workout, and that's where you have come to me from. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you once again for joining me.